Everything in our life changes the moment we make a decision, and I mean a real decision. A decision is when you cut off any other possibility and you commit to something with everything you've got and you take action. But the big decisions start with little decisions like, what am I going to focus on? Because whatever you focus on, you're going to feel.
When you get into a tight spot and everything goes against you until it seems that you cannot hold on for a minute longer, never give up then, for that is just the place and time that the tide will turn.
Do something you're very passionate about, and don't try to chase what is kind of the hot passion of the day.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, you don't really love it, you're going to give up.
It's you. And even though you might not have all the things going for you that you would like, you have the power within you as you begin to develop your consciousness, as you hold the vision of what it is that you want to do, as you decide to answer this small voice within you. Because as you respond to this voice that's telling you you ought to do this, the way will come, ideas will come to you. You will begin to attract things you need and things that you don't even know that you need right now.
Success and failure are not giant events. They don't just show up. You don't just suddenly become successful or suddenly have this cataclysmic event that makes you fail. It may look that way, but failure comes from all the little things.
A lot of people go through life thinking that they don't have any control, that life is just happening to them. That's not true. You know, we have a lot more control than we realize.
You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something.
You will at some point fall. And when you do, I want you to know this. Remember this. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction.
The number one reason we don't achieve success and we resign ourselves to mediocrity and we get swallowed into failure and discouragement, and it becomes sometimes so deep that we can't see the possibilities that our lives could be, is whether we have grit. Grit is the ability to stay true to your vision and not dilute it when you get laughed at. Grit is the ability to try an innovation, experience failure, and to say, I'm going to continue, and I'm actually going to learn and use that experience to get me closer on my path to the mountaintop.
You have to make a decision to win or lose. And it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter when you get it, the decision is yours.
And, you know, I just been failing my whole life, man. My old dude didn't come in my life until I was about 30, dropped out of high school, took 12 years to get a 4-year degree. Like, I've been failing my whole life, but
You said 12 years?
12 years to get a 4-year degree. Okay. I mastered failing. And I just fell forward, you know. I learned from my mistakes, and I turned my mistakes into a book. I turned my mistakes into a message. I turned it into a YouTube.
Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
Failure is not an option. When you go into it, I want you to go into everything you do, listen to me, as if failure is not an option. All right? It's not a but. It's not a label. It does not exist. All right? So I need you to do me a favor. I just need you to go in with that attitude that failure is not an option. Look, if you've been doing 10 things and it ain't working, do 11. But for real, you like, what's going to happen if you quit? So whatever you do, man, don't give up.
And every time you get knocked down, it's an opportunity for you to develop more confidence, develop more experience, develop more inner power.
It's possible. Yes, your dream is possible. Say that to yourself every day. Feed your mind with words that you write, and words that you hear, and words that you speak to yourself. Feed your faith and your doubts. You're starved. Say to yourself, it's possible. It's possible.
This is your mission. Never be discouraged. Never hold back. Give everything you've got. And when you fall throughout life, remember this. Fall forward.
Every day when you wake up, you got two options. You can look at the clock and hit the snooze. You can look at that snooze button, boom. You can hit the snooze button and go back to bed. That's right, and do what? And dream. That's right, you can go back to sleep and dream.